Good morning, my friend. It is Dean Holland here, of course. We're on the way to Internet Profits headquarters this morning. It is Friday. That means only one thing. I do a recap of the week. Normally I'm in the office, so let's rock and roll with it.
The Drive.
What is happening, my friend? How you doing? I hope you've been having a fantastic week. It is Friday, and normally if you are a regular viewer of The Drive, you will know that I typically do our Friday sessions at Internet Profits headquarters for a recap of the week, but I don't think there's any other reason for me doing it in the car today other than the fact that I actually brought the camera home with me, and last night didn't think about it being Friday today, and so here we go. You got to do whatever, you got to roll with whatever, right? So today we're going to have recap of the week here, but just before we get into recap of the week, I want to share a story. So something I don't really talk about, there's no reason to, but not a lot of people probably know this about me, but I'm an only child, so no brothers or sisters. And I've also, because of that reason, to be honest, I've not, bit of an interesting fact, I suppose, or weird fact, that I've not spent a lot of time around kids. Like, I've had no reason to. Like, I wasn't raised around any brothers or sisters. I have a pretty small family, like, so, like, nobody really that I see in my family has kids that I see. And really, up until last couple of years, none of my close friends have had children, and so I was with one of my friends, one of my best friends from school, not long ago, and he has a kid now, and young child, but I don't know how old he is, like probably, I don't know, 1 or 2, something like that. He's walking, still falling, but walking anyway. Like I say, I know nothing about kids, so I couldn't even say like what age that is, right? But I was observing him, I was watching, and something funny happened. He wasn't hurt, so therefore I can say it's funny. So we've got this long sofa. You know those sofas that are like in an L shape? They're like quite long, large leather sofa. They're like in this L shape like this. We've got one of those, and the kid got up onto the sofa, and he was stood there with his hands up against the back of the sofa, just standing. All of a sudden he turned, and he just starts walking along the sofa, right? Nothing wrong with that. And he's walking, and he's coming towards the edge, and he just keeps walking as if it's going to carry on. Like, as if there's no edge, just keeps walking. And obviously, like, boom, falls straight off, whack. He's like, ah! And I look and I'm like, what? Like, to me that made no sense. I'm like, obviously, I guess, you know, those of you with children, grandchildren, friends with children, you're probably like, Dean, that's so normal. Like, and so I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, that kid saw zero risk in walking off the edge of that sofa. I mean, considering the sofa's not far off the height of the kid, I mean, 3/4 of the height of the kid this sofa is. So to put that in context, it'd be like us walking off a 5 or 6 foot ledge, as if we weren't walking off a ledge, as if it was just going to carry on. It would hurt, right? And so I'm looking at this, and I start thinking this through. And as I'm thinking about this, I'm realizing that obviously when you're younger, and thinking back to myself as well, not that I can remember too much about this, but logical common sense tells us this anyway, that you don't see risk until you've necessarily been warned of it or hurt. Like, when you're young, your parents will stop you putting your hand in a fire because they know you'll get burnt. You don't. You've not had that experience, right? You play with fire, you get burned. There's the saying, right? Same with roads. If, like, when you're young, or even I could relate this more to my dog, to be honest. When you first get a dog and it's a puppy and it's not had the experience, it doesn't know about the dangers of roads and vehicles, so you have to train. You have to train the dog to heel or sit at the edge of the sidewalk before you cross. And so, you know, it goes back to something, coming back to recap of the week. I was talking earlier about what is your risk tolerance in business. You have to be willing to take risk, and you know, this kind of I remembered this the other day. I remembered seeing this not long ago, and it kind of reminded me of something we were talking about this week, which is tolerance of risk in business and being willing to take risks on yourself to get where you want to be. And you know, if you think back to when you were younger, you didn't have any issues with risk because you didn't know of the dangers. You know, and as we get older and older, and the older we become, the more times we've been hurt, the more aware of risk we become. And actually, for a lot of people, the less tolerant to risk we become, because our natural DNA is to protect us from being hurt, right? And as are our parents and all kinds of good stuff. So anyway, just an interesting fact, something to ponder. So you need to get back to a time in your mind where you were less scared of being hurt and more willing to take the risks. Anyway, moral of the story. So that's one of the things we spoke about this week, was risk tolerance. And so another thing, obviously, big news of the week, Mobe being sued by the FTC. Actually, rather interestingly, one of our most viewed videos organically ever on YouTube. I think over 500 views, because I don't focus on like SEO or any of that kind of stuff with these videos. You probably notice, you know, nobody's searching for the random crap that comes out of my mouth in the morning. You know, it's not any sort of how to do this that people are looking for. But that video, rather interestingly, gets hundreds of views in like 48 hours. So interesting. So that was big news of the week, of course. Other big news of this week. What's been happening? Jeez. Busy week, but on lots of different areas. We're on week 2 of a 12-month coaching that I'm doing with some of our certified partners now. That is great. Really enjoying seeing people progress. And moral of the story from that is focus on one main thing, that if you get that done this week, you'll progress more than all the 1,000,001 things that you could choose to do. We spoke about risk, like we spoke about yesterday. We spoke about yesterday, actually, building a business should be fun. Right, and that video was really well received as well, actually. You know, a lot of people, I had a few people comment to me on social media about that video, saying it was one of my best. So definitely check that out if you missed that. And I was also talking about transparency in business, and I actually detailed, you know, our entire process that we look to take people through, all the way from having no business through to the different stages and different programs that we offer that can take people through these stages, from learning skills and promoting other people's products first while you learn to do advertising and building an audience and following up, learning those key skills, then through to being able to build a sustainable full-time income doing that, then leveraging those skills that you have to be able to create your own products, so you can further serve more people and help grow and scale your business, then to be able to you know, build your own sales funnels, and then high ticket, leading to premium programs, high ticket offers, where you can truly help people and multiply your profits massively, and then leading to a mastermind that we have, you know, that costs tens of thousands a year. And so that we've got this full progression process from taking someone from zero through the stages of building their business. It's the exact path that I followed over the last 10 years. Only our goal is to condense that period of time down. I did a lot of trial and error, lost a lot of money along the way, and now, you know, having done it for 10 years, I know the path. And so that's the path we lay out. And it's about, you know, you're going to see us really publishing a lot of videos about all of this going forwards. You know, we appreciate that people want to know, you know, and that's one of the good things that's come out of this. I know there is really no good in a sense, but, you know, seeing all this stuff with Mobe, you know, it kind of shows you certain things and opens your eyes to certain things. And I think, you know, when you see how the FTC and legally speaking certain things are viewed, you think, well, first of all, I thought, like, if like with all the things the FTC has said in the Mobe thing, when I looked at it, it's like most businesses online were probably breaking some kind of rules, you know, like using testimonials, things like this. And yeah, it's, you know, so you got to be careful and you got to adapt and adjust. And that's one of the things that we're looking at now, fully reviewing all of our processes, fully reviewing everything with a fine-tooth comb, going through it all. And, you know, if adjustments have to be made, then so be it. And this is what every business has to do. You know, you adapt, you adjust, and you evolve constantly. And if you stop evolving, that's when you cease to exist. You know, you only have to look historically. You know, Blockbuster, one of the biggest companies on the planet, now no longer exists, and yet you have Netflix just crushing it. Yeah, so anyway, that's kind of a bit of a recap of the week. We've got a busy end to the week. Hayley, my personal assistant, she's actually on vacation. I don't know how she thought that was a reasonable thing to take time off. And next week, then we've got Chris off as well for weeks and weeks. And so, you know, next week, it's only going to be a couple of us, 2 or 3 of us in the office. So yeah, madness is about to ensue. So everyone's about to get busier while couple of the team are on vacation. Anyway, I hope you had a great week. If you haven't joined the Internet Profits family, hit that subscribe button here on YouTube, of course, so you don't miss out on any of this good stuff. I'm doing these videos every day, Monday through Friday, so subscribe and then hit that notification bell, and then YouTube will do the good old thing and drop you a message every time there's a new chunk of gold dropping from the Internet Profits team here every day. So with that said, have a great rest of your week. I'll be back on Monday with another episode of The Drive. So until then, take care, have a good one. Bye-bye for now.